Hi guys, this is Dr. Edwards again. I want to give you some pointers here from my chapter 15 and get into the rock cycle. So let me get started then. I'm not going to cover all aspects of chapter 15, but it's the first of several sections that I want you to pay the closest attention to. So I'm going to start with the important terms and ideas. The Earth's outer shell or rock is called the crust, as you probably already know. And oxygen as an element constitutes the largest part, and silicon the second. In fact, oxygen is about 47% by mass. Silicon is about 28% by mass. After silicon, it is aluminum, that's 8% by mass. Iron is about 5% by mass, and calcium is about 4% by mass, constituting a total of about 22%. So the other elements make up about 8% then of material that's in the Earth's surface. Okay. So crystalline silica consists of continuous structures of oxygen and silicon. So you will find silicon then plays a pivotal role, much like carbon, if you will, for living matter. So silicon now takes the important role for these inorganic substances, and the earth is an inorganic substance. So as you go on, minerals then are the substance of which rocks are composed of. And there are several different kinds of minerals, and I want you to know a few of them. So mineral then has to be a naturally occurring inorganic substance that's in its solid state. So it's natural, it's inorganic, and it's in the solid state. Okay, constituting mineral. The most abundant minerals are silicas. Also common are carbonates and oxides. Quartz, feldspar, mica, calcite, and ferromagnesium and clay minerals are the 6 important kinds of minerals. I'll show you the section on that. I want you to study these 6 important kinds of minerals. I also want you to focus on the 3 categories of rocks. And the first one is the igneous rock, igneous rock, and granite then and bauxite are the 2 common kinds of igneous rock. And this type rock have cooled from molten state. Sedimentary rock, then second kind I want to mention, and largely sandstone and limestone, which have consolidated from material derived from disintegration or solution of other rocks deposited by water, wind, and glacier. So sedimentary rock has formed from a conglomeration of other smaller rocks, if you will. And the third type is this metamorphous rock, metamorphic. And slate and marble are the 2 main kind that we want to talk about there. Now, soil consists of rock fragment mixed with various amount of organic matter. So there's a thin layer of soil covering much of rock that you see at the surface level. But beneath the surface, there is tremendous amount of rock, all the way from the crust that we are in contact with through the mantle, the second layer, and the core then forming the inner part of the earth. And then I want you to know a little bit about earthquakes. Earthquakes are due to the sudden movement of solid rock along fractures that are called faults. And these are near the Earth's surface. The San Andreas Fault come to mind in California. And there's a fault that runs on the East Coast, not so far from Memphis, Tennessee, going up parts of the going up part of the Smoky Mountains on into the northern states. So these are faults. Now, earthquake sends out two kinds of waves: body waves, which pass through the Earth's interior, and there are surface waves also, which travels along the Earth's surface. And then the two kinds of body waves are P waves, which are longitudinal. Longitudinal wave, the compression and the rarefaction occurs along the direction of motion. Okay, and those are called S waves. And there's the other kind of wave that's called transverse waves, where the longitudinal and the compression occurs perpendicular to the direction that the wave is traveling. The two kinds of surface waves are called Love waves, which are transverse waves, and Rayleigh waves, which are rotary waves like water waves. Okay, I want you to know a little bit about that. And then you go on here, a little bit more about earthquakes. Read this portion here. Then the process by which rocks are worn down and debris carried away is called erosion. I know a little bit about this term, erosion. The others I'm not so concerned about except for weathering. Weathering is the process of wearing something down with water and wind and chemicals. All three of those will cause a substance to erode. And lastly here, lithification refers to the gradual hardening of rock of sedimentary rocks that's buried beneath a, a later deposition. Okay, that's what I want you to know there about these particular suckers. A volcano is an opening in the Earth's surface to which molten rock, and molten rock is called magma when underground, and it's called lava then above ground. An intrusive body is called pluton, are formed by the solidification of magma under the surface. All right, so study these important terms and ideas, and that will help you get started with this chapter. Let me talk to you a little bit more then about these kinds of rocks. As I say here, oxygen and silicon are the most abundant elements within the Earth crust. All right, and there's a chart here. You can't see part of it here, but it gives the breakdown in percentage by mass of elements that are part of the Earth crust. Here are these minerals now. Most of the rocks are heterogeneous solids, and some time ago we talked about heterogeneous substances. They have obviously different kind, and you can recognize the different parts of it. The different homogeneous material then are called minerals. So minerals, once again, naturally occurring solid substances where they are elements or compounds, are what we call minerals, and they are solid and they will occur naturally in and on the earth. Okay, let me go. So this material that I'm going through quickly here will be online, and you'll be able to read through it. So these are the 6 common minerals. Quartz is a mineral, and the quartz is silicon oxide is its structure. Feldspar is the name of a group of other kinds of minerals. So you have quartz, you have feldspar, you have mica is another mineral, ferromagnesium minerals as well, and clay minerals and calcite. Those are the 6 types of minerals that I want you to know about. Now, I mentioned quickly about these igneous rocks. And igneous rocks are rocks that have cooled from the molten state. The formation of some igneous rock can actually be observed when molten lava cools on the side of a volcano. For others, an igneous origin originate inside the earth and is inferred from their composition and structure. And the author go on and say 2/3 of the crustal rocks are igneous rock. The second kind here, then I come to the third. Sedimentary rocks consist of material derived from other rocks and deposited by water, wind, and glacier ice. Some consist of separate rock fragments that cemented together. Other material precipitate from solution in water. Although sedimentary rocks make up only 8% of the crust, 3/4 of the surface rocks are of this kind. Lastly, I want to mention then about these metamorphosed rocks, very hard rocks and made under extreme pressure and temperature, are igneous and sedimentary rocks that has been changed by metamorphosis and by heat and pressure deep under the Earth's surface. The changes may involve formation of new minerals or simply the recrystallization of minerals already present. So I want you to realize that the 3 rocks are interchangeable over hundreds of thousands of years into each other. So it is a slow process. It's not like you can visually observe the process take place, but with fingerprint of rock type, we science people have observed over the years that these 3 will interchange with each other. Okay, I'm going to show you a table a little bit later that will indicate the way that these 3 rocks types will change with each other. Okay, so this will be a help for you to get started. On the last 2 homework assignments, there will be a multiple choice set of questions and a few essay type problems that you have to work on. Okay, have a good day. Bye-bye now.